William James tried to synthesize religion and psychology. He distinguished between religion of healthy-mindedness and unhealthy forms of religion. Perhaps that's useful in determining whether someone has gone off and joined a cult, but it's not a complete view of religious experience. In fact, the problem with William James is that, and his ideas, is that he's assuming that the experience, perhaps he's assuming, I don't know, he's assuming that religious experience is the end of the story. Again, the Catholic Church has always taught that the fact of the Incarnation, the event of the Incarnation, the existence of the Blessed Trinity, these are fundamental facts that exist whether we experience them or not. This was very, very poignantly and dramatically demonstrated in the life of Blessed Mother Teresa of Calcutta. After Mother Teresa died, we learned from her diaries and from conversations with her spiritual director that there were years of spiritual thirst that she endured when she had absolutely no consolation from God, no religious experiences. A man such as William James, or most Americans, most people you will meet in your parish work, would consider this a very unhealthy state of mind. How could Mother Teresa possibly walk around and not feel the love of God? However, it is clear to the world from the work that she did that she had a very authentic religious life, and that her love for God and her apprehension of the fact of God's existence and of the meaning of Jesus' incarnation was very real. Now, this does not mean that if you accept the faith that you will experience years of spiritual doubt and thirst and so on. What it does illustrate is that God gave us an heroic example to prove to us that our faith is not a matter of feelings. And this is a point that Cardinal Schönborn wished to make, and that is very, very important. That if we get lost in the experience of our faith, there may be some very difficult times when we're not experiencing consolation, and when we might be tempted to the modern temptations of atheism or of doubt. Or certainly in this multicultural world now, there are many different religious options, and certainly if we were to rely on our sensory experience and we cannot see Jesus in front of us, what would we do? Would we become a Hindu or some other creed simply because we cannot see, feel, and experience Jesus every day as we want to? Well, the answer is no. So anyway, this is a brief, just a brief introduction to what Cardinal Schönborn saw as major themes. Second, Cardinal Schönborn authored a very short article on the content of the Catechism himself. And again, the main idea here was that the Catechism was going to emphasize God and His deeds. And this means the Creed and the sacraments. Now, a theme is emerging here through all these different essays and things that we're bringing up. If the emphasis is on God and His deeds, then that means that the Catechism is really meant to bring us face to face with God. It's no longer a matter of a concept. It's no longer a matter of what separates Catholics from Protestants, or what is this teaching, or what is that teaching. It's not a legalistic document. Pope Benedict's first book as Pope, no surprise, was one called Jesus of Nazareth. His first encyclical is called God is Love. The project of Pope Benedict, which continues the project of Pope John Paul, and indeed the project of the Second Vatican Council, is to bring us back in touch with reality. It is to take us out of the realm of our ideals and our concepts